Hi, I'm Doug Young from the University of Guelph Ridgetown campus. Today, it's even easier to contact your crop advisor than it ever has been. It's easy to go out to the field, take a picture, send that picture to your crop advisor, and get an answer quite rapidly. However, the speed of response often depends on the quality of the photo that you take of the field and the problem inside the field. So what we're going to do today, we're going to go through a few tips on how to take better pictures for your crop advisor, to send to your crop advisor to get better answers faster. If you take a good photo, you can often take care of the problem within 1 or 2 back and forth between the crop advisor and yourself. If the picture isn't good and the crop advisor doesn't see what the problem is or doesn't see what you think you see, then it could take several back and forths, which extends the period of time it takes to get an answer, and therefore makes for a longer interaction and a slower time getting an answer to a problem, and possibly slower time in getting the problem solved. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you some examples of different photos that I've taken that show different stages and different tips and procedures for taking good photos. I'm going to use an iPhone 7. That iPhone 7 is the one I have, so it's not the most recent model, of course, and it also only has one camera. It has has limited capabilities for that camera. The camera is 12 megapixels though, so it is a high enough quality camera to get good shots. I'm also taking pictures of an experiment at the college, so I'm not in a field. I'm taking pictures in the long-term crop rotation study at Ridgetown campus, looking at the winter wheat and looking at nitrogen deficiency in winter wheat. Okay, so you should be able to see nitrogen deficiency in some of the photos. Some of them you won't be able to see much, but that's the whole point. So we'll continue on and get some photos of the tips and talk you through how to get good photos from your iPhone or from your phone camera. Generally, just walking up to a plant or a problem in the field and shooting a picture isn't quite adequate, because what you often wind up with is a photo that's too far away and difficult to see exactly what's going on. Here's an example. We're too far away. You can't really see any color differences. The lighting is all off. You get highlights you don't want. That's not really good. An easy improvement to make is just get closer to the subject. So if you walk up to the area in the field and bend down and get close to the subject, you can get a much better photo. Okay, so just bending at the waist a little bit, you get a better photo. So here's a close-up. Just get in close, take a picture, and this is what you wind up with. Okay, it's a big improvement over the original picture, but it doesn't necessarily show everything that you want it to show yet. The next tip is to walk up and get the subject in the shade. And so you can use a lot of different things to create shade. You can use a piece of paper up there. You can use your body to block the sun. You can take it as an opportunity to take one of your children out to the field and get them to help and produce shade. Okay, so that shade does a lot of things. It reduces the highlights and the lowlights, so you don't get white spots, you don't get black spots. And so you can tell with this picture, we're starting to see much more detail of what the problem is in the field. The next thing you can do is to take a piece of paper or a clipboard or whatever you happen to have handy and use it as a backdrop. Okay, if you that helps isolate the subject, that helps create a more uniform backdrop that is maybe a better color. You don't see all the other plants in behind, And so you can use that backdrop to clean up the picture and really isolate what you want to see. In this case, the white backdrop produced better colors in the plants, and you can really see that there is nitrogen deficiency in these particular plants. If necessary, it's a good idea to dig plants out of the ground. If you need to see the roots, obviously you have to dig the plants out of the ground, but you dig some roots, clean the roots off, and that will allow you to place the plants on the back of a pickup truck, on the tailgate of a pickup truck, and you might be able to get better photos that way. And it's a lot easier on the back of the tailgate of a pickup. Sometimes it's better to pick both a good plant and a poor looking plant. That gives a good comparison of what you're looking at. In this case, we have a good plant on the right, a poorer plant on the left, and you can easily see that the plant on the left is lighter in color and has yellow spots, indicative of nitrogen deficiency. Again, a black background probably is not the best at all times, so you can place the plants on paper or some lighter background, and that will allow you to see things maybe a little bit better. Remember to shade the plant because that white background is quite bright, and in this case, the differences between the plants are becoming quite obvious. If you need to take really close-up photos, you can get small attachments for your camera phone that clip onto the lens and will really give you a much more close-up view of the subject that you're looking at. This is very useful if you're doing a lot of diseases and trying to identify diseases and some small insects. So the photos you get are quite blown up. I was surprised at the quality of the picture. This is a good plant. The next photo is a poorer plant. And you can pick up these things. They range in price from around $20 up to about $150 or more dollars, depending on how big your budget is. And so, and you can really see that there are some differences showing up. The tips that I've just shown you can help you get better photos to send to your crop advisor and get answers more quickly. One thing to remember about taking photos is that it's not the equipment that you use, it's the photographer and how the photographer uses that equipment to get better photos and quicker results from your crop advisor.